What drove you to become electrical engineers? What made you think about taking on the challenge and doing that?
This sounds like cliche, but it started kind of when I was younger, because I was always around engineers. Like my dad was an engineer. He's still an engineer, actually, electrical. As I grew older and went to school and grade school, I realized I liked math and science. So then I was like, why don't I try engineering now when I came to college? And that's kind of how I got here. And I like electrical because it's more hands-on with the hardware and everything like that.
That's kind of cool. What kind of things do you want to do after you graduate? What have you thought about that yet, or still kind of working that out?
I've definitely thought about it because it's nearly approaching. I feel like I want to get into the power industry, like DTE, that kind of thing. I don't know. It's always kind of interested me throughout college.
Harishitha, talk about your experience and what drove you to get into electrical engineering.
So initially, I joined computer science at Wayne State, but then I didn't like to do entirely coding. I wanted a split difference between both hardware and coding. So I thought that electrical and computer engineering was the perfect major for me. And I have along taking classes, I have gone to love the career itself too. So in the future, I would like to go into the semiconductor industry, especially because it's really evolving into the future, and I really like chip designing. So
that sounds so exciting. Now while we're on you became president. How did you decide to become president of IEEE?
In my freshman year, I joined IEEE initially because I wanted to do more than just going to class and going back home. So, and in my freshman year, they were recently rebuilding the club itself. So I found it the perfect opportunity to develop my skills and also do it as a community. I have grown to love the club itself because of how fun it is and how much I have learned while being involved in the club.
That's so great. Well, last but not least, let's talk about why you're involved.
I think engineering really gives the ability to think critically and don't just look at the surface, but look at what's happening underneath. And I love using math to solve those problems. I always love the idea of solving problems using math, not just conceptually, but also applying that skills in life. For me, electrical engineering gave me the first sight, the introduction to electricity, which we do observe in our everyday life. So the need and the importance for it, I see that every day.
I personally have noticed that the engineering career trajectory is filled with men. Yet here are electrical engineers, an association, not women electric engineers, but all three of you are on the board and you're all women. How did that happen?
There are more men than ladies. So, but we're more involved in the extracurricular activities, and we want to do more than projects and classwork. We want to get involved with the campus and also build a community.
How do you feel that IEEE supports your education or has added to it?
There's a gap of women in the workforce. Even in classes, it's only 2 to 4 women in only class. And that is primarily I would say the reason that we joined IEEE, especially women, and we see that there is a lot of women in our organization right now. And I would say it's helping, as I mentioned earlier, the supportive community, not just of women, but from men and industry partners, helping to broaden our connections, even with the College of Engineering. I would say partners, the staff members, professors, going beyond the classroom and broadening our perspective of meeting people from outside the college, whether it's internationally and nationally, through different activities, workshops, or events that we currently hold.
Well, I also have found that if you are all reticent about someone else, getting to know them, getting to be in a conversation with them removes all those barriers. And you always find out that people are more alike. So do you find that you're more accepted as women engineers as people get to know you? Because you have the same qualifications.
I would say yeah, based on meeting people in, do you mean the other peers?
Other peers, like the student to student, or even with the professors.
Yeah, for sure. Once you start talking to people and then they get to know your personality a little better and realize that we're all kind of the same, we all just want to learn and get better at what we're learning. And you like, even like me, sometimes I get a little bit like timid about like asking a question or like talking to other people, but then I'm like, then once I talk to them, it's like we're really all the same. We're all just trying to study and
Exactly.
understand it. So
I always say people are more alike than they are different.
Yeah,
So, and that goes across all the differences.
So IEEE, what kinds of things that you're involved in? I've had an opportunity to talk to you before, but we want the viewers, to talk about some of the activities that you are involved in with IEEE.
We have hosted like Arduino and soldering workshops where like students come in and like build mini projects in groups, and they actually develop ECE related skills like Arduino and soldering. And at the same time, they do it as a group and community. So they have fun while building the project.
I would love to come for a soldering workshop.
yeah.
My dad
really
was
fun.
so good at it. I mean, his boards he built his own radios and stuff, and they were just beautiful. He would even like mount charms on my bracelet and stuff like that. He was good enough, and I've tried it, and I need to develop that skill.
What's the best thing about being part of the group? If you were to just say, okay, I'm part of this group, IEEE, it is great, but the best thing to me is
The community, for sure, just because it's kind of hard to like find that kind of community just through your classes, just because some people just go to class, go home, and like they're not really interested in like trying to actually expand their horizons and like work together with people to actually like problem solve and like do certain projects. The community is definitely what drove me to like become on the board.
What about yourself?
I would agree, the community, just how much it offers, because we have also done lab tours and we got to explore what research that professors in other universities are doing.
How about yourself? It's hard to be last, isn't it?
They steal all the good ideas.
It's like rats, right?
I would absolutely agree with all of them. I think it's the community that's in the beginning place. I joined the board. I absolutely love the members that have interest in joining, getting involved, broadening their connections, and really talking to people, understanding how they're doing, what they're doing, and how can we really learn from them, and vice versa, they can learn from us as well. So having that supportive community that we can rely on, and just not from our classes, but also from the organization, it's really helpful.
So the common thread here is community. Do you feel that community has made your career choice stronger? How does it help? Has it built your skill levels? Has it made you study more? What do you get from that community?
I would say yes, for sure. Like I feel like I was a little bit like in my earlier years, because I'm a senior right now. Earlier, I would kind of like be indecisive about like, do I really want to do this? Because it kind of felt isolating, especially as like a woman in engineering. And then once I like met more people and realized like it could be fun with actually working with people instead of just like in your little desk like doing your work, I feel like it really drove me to like, you know what, maybe this could be something that I could see myself doing, especially because in the workplace you're mainly working with teams, so like it's not very realistic to just be doing things on your own in school. Like you should be like with a community and a team.
That's a great observation.
How does IEEE help you in your education part? Is there a clear bridge for you? Did you get more excited when you go to classes after you've left IEEE, or vice versa? How does that work?
As like experienced, I would say, whether as a sophomore, junior, or senior, we help the those freshmen. So different level of classes help their classmates with broadening their experience and telling them the reviews about, in general, what to do with the classes. And as Shareen mentioned with team projects, I think we see that with IEEE, as we have a lot of group projects or team projects that helps build their skills beyond the classroom. It's gonna help them in their career as well.
Cindy, you got to ask your favorite question now. That last question. This is a great one.
Okay, well,
Unless you have something
what
else to
would you
follow up.
tell a younger self or a grade school or middle school or high school student? What could you tell them about engineering that would light some light in their eyes?
In my freshman year, if I didn't join IEEE, I would have been like individual and like doing everything by myself. I wouldn't have been introduced to the community and like learned a lot new skills that I would have had if I joined IEEE.
And what about engineering specifically? How would you light the spark for them?
With engineers, it's not about solving problem the correct way, because there are a lot of solutions to the problem we're trying to solve, but it's about the best solution that can provide you with the best solution for the circumstance.
We can help people either by like creating the medical devices or like finding new solutions to solve the problem.
So what you're saying is that engineering is broad.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's diverse. It depends
Wow.
on how you choose what to do with it.
Going to networking as a way to like learn more about the person and what their story is, and it kind of like clears up what you want to end up doing with your life, because then you kind of learn different perspectives, how they got there, and then you realize like, do I want to do something like this? Do I want to do something like that? That kind of thing.
Have we missed anything? Is there something you would like to share that you said, man, I would like people out there to know one other thing about IEEE or about
Wayne
engineering?
State.
About Wayne State, that's
Yeah.
right.
The people here are so welcoming, so warm. I'm not saying because I go to Wayne State, but because I felt welcomed over here. And this is the reason why I still feel that Wayne State is a very good college for people, different backgrounds, whether it's international and national students. We respect each other. We always talk to each other for help. The professor here overall are really good with helping students, and the connections that we build are like lifelong.
That's fascinating. Well, I want to thank all three of you for joining us here for the interview. I'll tell you what, people are going to be blown away by what you guys are adding to the picture here. Thank you all for being
you so
here.
much.
Yep.
Thanks for spending
Absolutely.
time with us.